Prince Harry is desperately making last-minute changes to the tell-all book following the death of Queen Elizabeth, as publishers were less than enthused by the first completed draft of the Prince Harry memoir. The publishers paid $20 million upfront because they knew whatever was written would be huge for sales and exposure all around the world, a source said. But the first draft they received was disappointing, as it was a bit too emotional and focused far more on mental health issues than they wanted. Eventually, the final draft has been finished and signed off, and a lot of money and energy has been spent to make sure it comes out this year. The source went on to allege that the autobiography could contain things that would not look so good being released so soon after the death of Her Late Majesty, and in light of his father, King Charles III, acceding to the throne, but warned it may be too late to change things now. There may be things which might not look so good if they come out so soon after the Queen's death and his dad becoming king. He wants sections changed. It's not a total rewrite by any means. He desperately wants to make changes, but it might be too late. King Charles is also preparing to ask his son to halt the release of the book. Once the dust settles, you can bet that Prince Harry will be summoned to speak to the king, the source explained. There is no circumstance in the world where the king will not address the book before it's published. He has an obligation to protect the crown. However, an exclusive source claimed there is no chance that will happen with the pricey advance the Sussexes received. The book is done and it will come out, with or without Harry, a source dished. Currently, he's updating it to include the passing of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, but there have been zero discussions about King the book. Zero. The development comes as another new book makes a series of explosive claims about Harry and his wife, Meghan, although it's not clear whether the Duke now plans to address any of these fresh allegations in his memoirs, which he's billed as an accurate and wholly truthful account of his life. The book, titled Extracts of Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown by Valentine Lowe, published by Headline Books, states that the Duke of Sussex tamed a long-held fear about becoming an also-ran, meaning one who loses a contest, fearing he'd be pushed out of the limelight as his nephew Prince George, now 9, grew up. Apparently Harry's fixation was worsened when aides talked him down from things he wanted to do separately from William and Catherine. Prince Harry had this thing that he had a shelf life. He was fixated on it, the extract reads. He would compare himself with his uncle Prince Andrew. He'd say, "I have this time to make this impact because I can." Until George turns 18 was the way he was thinking about it. Then I will be the also-ran. He was genuinely thinking of it as, I have this platform now for a limited amount of time. I want to move forward. It continued. Royal staff told him, you can still have an impact in your 40s, 50s, even longer, so long as you set the right foundations now. But he never saw that. In another revealing bombshell, the book addresses Meghan's alleged treatment of palace staff. On one occasion, the Duchess of Sussex is said to have strongly criticised a plan drawn up by a young female employee in front of colleagues. William later tried to comfort the unnamed staff member by saying she was doing a good job, and the woman burst into tears.